So along with my book and my notes, I have my study guides out. So chapter 9 study guide. This is what I'll do if it's true or false. If it comes up false, I'll correct it so that way it's the right one. Make sure it's filled in properly. If it is a medical term like tympanic membrane or cerumen, I'll put what it is next to it. So cerumen is the earwax, the wax in the ear, and the tympanic membrane is the eardrum. And so I make sure I have that. Temperatures, I put it in Fahrenheit and Celsius. And as I go through the book, how my study guide is set up is literally set up. It has the page numbers next to it so we can find the answers. So I will try to see what my answer is by myself. Once I kind of get the gist of what my answer will be, I'll see if it's right. So I won't write it, so like I'll say this one is true. I'll go to page 186. Okay. So this one is, although the rules of touch are typically unspoken and unwritten, they are usually visible to the observer. So what I will do is read pretty much what that page says, and I'll be able to find the answer like that. Sometimes the answer isn't exactly on the page because it continues on to another page. Like this box here, a box like this could actually end up going on to another page and actually have the answer in it. But the answer I'm looking for is right here. Touch or lack of touch has a cultural significance and symbolism and is learned behavior. Cultural use of touch varies. Although the rules of touch are typically unspoken and unwritten, they are usually visible to the observer. So that means this one is true. So that's how I do it. So I'll make sure that I'll read the answer, come up with the answer on my own, and then I'll go to the page number and see if my answer is correct. If it's not correct, it's no big deal. I switch it. It'll be false. And I correct it so that way I know when I'm studying that one is false. That one is true. And then I also have notes over here from my lecture. Yeah, this is from my lecture, so I'll go through my notes as well because some of my notes are for like skills mainly. So bathing, sitz baths, hygiene, dentures, hair care, shaving. And so I'll go through there, like I'll go through my notes once I get to like the physical stuff to make sure, okay, like for a diabetic, I wouldn't clip their toenails. I would call a podiatrist to do it because diabetics are prone to infection and it's easy for them. So I'll have a podiatrist do it so that way they know exactly how to do it without nicking them and I don't get in trouble for accidentally nicking them. I pretty much do the same thing for my A&P, but my A&P doesn't have the numbers on it. And so, but my A&P goes section by section. So my A&P, we're on chapter 4. So what I'll do is, I'll go to my book. And I'll pull up my book. This is chapter 4, organ systems of the body. So I'll go to chapter 4. Let's see if I can get to focus. There we go. Organ systems of the body. I'll click on there. Matter of fact, we will click on the objectives so it takes me to the actual beginning of the page. So for the organ systems, I will literally go down section by section. So organ systems, here are all the organ systems, all 11 of them. Reproductive is the only one that's split into two because it's male and female. Cardiovascular is circulatory, so right down here. See? Integumentary system is hair. Skeletal will be the joints. Muscular will be the tendons. Nervous system will be the spinal cord, and endocrine will be hormones. And while I study, I will make sure that I pay attention to these, because these are the type of questions that will come up on my test. What systems? What is included in the endocrine system? What is included in the nervous system? So I'll make sure I have those down. Circulatory, lymphatic, urinary, digestive, respiratory, and reproductive. I'll do the same thing for them. Make sure they're all in the right spots. And I'll go to my notes, which I have them all sectioned out. So I also have a YouTube section, but I'll go to Intro to A&P. Don't really take notes in this class, so I wouldn't actually go on here. I will go to my Canvas. I'll go to my Canvas, pull up my books. Yeah, I got a D in the class because of that one test. And I'll go to Files. We're on chapter 4. Boom. I'll pull up chapter 4, but then, while that's pulling up, I will add my notes. So, I'll add my notes. Like I said, I'd rather have my notes bigger than this. This is on my hotspot, that's why it's moving so slow. But pretty much that's the gist of it. I'll make sure I have my PowerPoints on one side or my book. I'll have my notes up so that way I can take notes at the same time. I have my study guides out. And also, for the study guide, I make flashcards. So for the integumentary system, I'll put integumentary, and I'll write down everything that's included: the hair, the nails, the skin, pretty much everything that is included. The skeletal system, so the spinal cord, all the bones. The muscular system, I'll put that as tendons and muscles and ligaments. So that way I can study and make sure that I have the terminology down. So I use flashcards for my terminology. And I use my notes for pretty much like sectioning off certain areas if I need to write anything down. You see, like my notes, I really take notes. This is not included, all the ones that are circled. So I make sure, okay, this is not in the skeletal system. This is not in the endocrine, not digestive, not lymphatic. So that way I know, okay, all of these that are not circled are in those systems. I make sure I do the same with these. Make sure I find all the words. This is just pretty much just fun. Crossword puzzles. And then I have my medical terminology here that I have to learn week by week. Pretty much what would be in that system. To be honest, no, it's really just alphabetical order. They section it off and it's like, okay, alright, do these. That's pretty much it. But that's pretty much how I study. I have that out. I also will have my, one second. I'll get my planner out. And this is everything that I'll have to do for the week, the upcoming week. What I need to print, what I need to read, when our assignments are due, when I have exams. It's my birthday on Wednesday, August 28th. I'll be turning 28. And then our first day at clinicals. But yeah, that's pretty much how I studied for my first exam. That's how I'm studying for my second exam. My first exam for A&P was literally a bust. I did as best as I could, but without being taught or explained certain things, I wasn't able to get it. But yeah, y'all, that's how I study. I make sure I have all my stuff laid out, all my homework. I study what's due first, so my fundamentals is actually due tomorrow on Monday. My study guides are due, but my test isn't due till Tuesday, so I try to do that studying first because tomorrow I'm going to be studying my A&P. Alright, y'all, I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace.